One of the key question is, where do we start the journey? And it's a little bit tricky because in order to unlock the value, a lot of times we need to do the fundamentals, digitize data, build a foundation. And building the foundation rarely pays the bills or rarely create value in and of itself. So we find after talking to practitioners and after talking with other companies who go down this journey that there seems to be a sequence of these events that consistently produce value, which is digitization is unavoidable, but that's just an enabler of the journey. But what that enable is automation. And automation is almost like an accelerator that can unlock value in a matter of months and produce a proof of value, not just a proof of concept. And that creates enough momentum so we can then focus on really piloting a process. How can we do it differently and adopt a different way to do business in the company? And if we do this right, if we choose the right areas and the right processes, then it can create enough momentum to scale it down for value realization and results. So what I find that while digitization is unavoidable, bundling it together with automation that produces quick results is what can get us through the hump. And then making sure that we target the first pilot in areas that are relevant to the executive team. Because unless, as we discussed earlier, unless we made it personal, unless we made it real, and focused digitization to either financial value creation, changing a customer experience, accelerating supply chain responsiveness, launching a new line of businesses, it's going to be very hard to maintain the momentum at the top.
I agree. One of the interesting things I like to think about, and I got into this automation business for that reason, is if you think about digital transformation, certain things you have to finish and certain things you have to start. People think like, I have to start the digital transformation. Yes, when it comes to machine learning, omni-channel commerce, AI, IoT maybe, you have to start because you've never done it. But when it comes to digitizing data or automation, everybody is at different stages of that journey. This is not new. Finish it. Finish digitizing the data. Finish automating the business so it's 100% automated or 80-90% automated. The data is all digital. Then you can move to the higher echelons of digital transformation. And this is very important to understand because this is one thing I learned. I said, I worked in the ERP business for over a decade, and I thought we automated everything. Probably not, 20-30%. The rest needs to be automated, and let's get this done. And then we can really make some advances.
And going back to that question, what digitizing everything really means? It doesn't mean digitize everything at once. It means digitize everything in the sequence where we either build an executive momentum, where we have board priorities, where we have top-down buy-in. But don't stop the journey and create a sequence that is meaningful and engaging with the executive team. So maybe it's digitizing all the financial data or digitizing all the customer and order data before we even get to supply chain, because that creates value. But then we will have some incomplete areas that, well, it would be great now if we can make the next decision. Great. Now let's focus on those areas. I think this is how we can balance both the long-term vision of an all-digital company and true digital value creation from a short-term imperative that how can we make self-contained, executable product and projects that produce value.
It's interesting, priorities is everything when it comes to digital because you're trying to transform everything in the business. So there are many models out there that consultants will share with you and your team may come up with. So one of the interesting things we think a lot about is balancing top-down initiatives that the business is trying to accomplish some strategic goals and bottom-up efficiency gains that the various departments are trying to go after for their own budgetary reasons or short-term objectives. And you almost want to have projects from both angles so you can serve strategic goals because frankly it's politically important for any project to work on something that the business cares about, but also work on engaging the rest of the workforce with some projects that provide value and efficiencies and results for them at the departmental level. So balancing top down and bottoms up is one challenge. The second challenge is balancing simplicity and complexity. Some of these things are not that hard to do. Frankly, automation is not that hard to do. People automate some basic transactions quickly. Some analytics is not that hard to do, but some things are very hard to do. And how do you, again, you sort of want to pick it from both angles. If you only do simple projects that serve the department, if you think about this as a 2x2, most people won't care.